So, a lot of people have been asking me recently, Missy, how the heck were you able to get five new high ticket clients in just 2 months back after taking a year off from coaching and marketing? And so, I've been thinking a lot about this and listening to a lot of different entrepreneurs and their experiences. And I realized that for me, what happened is like I had been studying the strategies. For coaches, it's more than just the mindset, strategy, and action, okay? And I think that a lot of coaches who are in the world, you've been around for a minute or two, you've been watching people, maybe you've even tried some strategies or different coaches' strategies, and you're like, it's not working even though I think I have a really good mindset, even though, I practice self care, even though I'm implementing the strategies I was taught, and even though I'm showing up and taking action and doing different things and finding yourself frustrated. So, like, that's not the vibe, right? Because if you're forcing yourself to show up and forcing yourself to crank out content, that forceful energy is gonna come across. So this is my point. Mindset, uh, strategies and actions, it's not enough. You need a spiritual connection. That's the little sprinkle, that's the little extra sauce that other coaches have or use, that is what attracts clients. Because like attracts like, and our energy is what attracts people. So your presence alone is enough to attract people into your world, regardless of what you say, how you say it, even. You can read a book or look at somebody's face on a screen and you can tell, like, what this person is like. Like, you can get a glimpse into how they were feeling, in the moment when they wrote that piece of content, when they did that live video, right? So it's not about perfection. And a lot of people get caught up in that. They get scared to show up and show what a strong leader they are and to share their gifts with the world because they're not trusting themselves. They're listening more to the ego and they're more in fear, about what could possibly happen. What could it be like if I failed? Or they're thinking about what happened before and how it hurt them. So then they show up now trying to protect their energy, right? So sometimes a way that people protect their energy is by withdrawing and closing off. And so other people can feel that regardless if you of the words you say, right? So how we attract other people into our world is trusting that we aren't alone, right? So for me, that is trusting in a higher power. That's trusting in the universe. That's trusting in God. That's trusting in my guardian angel. It's trusting in angels. It's trusting in my ancestors to guide me. So, my spirituality has become my own. It's my own brand of spirituality. Like, people are like, well, what kind of spirituality? And I'm like, well, the one I've developed over the last 15 years by creating it, by working on and developing, and evolving a daily spiritual practice. um, so without a daily spiritual practice, I would have never been able to have served other clients in the beginning anyway. When I started, as a mentor and a sponsor and a therapy assistant, and then when I moved on to therapist and then a coach, like, the whole time, I was trusting that, God would show up for me. And I use God not in a religious way. To me, it encompasses everything and it's just a shorter word to describe what we mean. Most people know what God means, but it's not in a religious sense. You could even say good orderly direction. That's fine with me. It's not religious. But what I'm saying is that's where the secret special sauce really comes in. And that's how you protect your energy. That's how you avoid burnout. That's how you create content with ease. That's how you attract clients. So like, whenever you're like, oh my God, I've got to post 100 things, whenever you feel forced to post 100 things, remember, like, oh yeah, Missy didn't post for a year and she got a high ticket client in 4 days, right? And then 5 days later, she got another high ticket client. Now, that doesn't mean that I did nothing before. Like, I spent a lot of years, on my personal development, on studying. Like, I hired a lot of coaches. Like, I did work, for several years, before I took a break. So I already was established a little bit in the community. Like, I was afraid that people would forget about me, and I didn't even, excuse me, I didn't even know if I'd ever come back to coaching. You know what I mean? But the truth is, during my time off, I had time to get back to my roots, which has been spirituality. Like, if you've been following me for a long time, you know that I got sober almost 15 years ago now, which is crazy to think about. But like, I started in a 12-step community, and applied the 12 steps to my life. And the point of the 12 steps is to get a spiritual awakening. It's not religious, it's a spiritual awakening, right? And then to pass on your spiritual awakening to other people. And that's been my motivation ever since I was able to get sober myself. And it's what's driven me, to show up. Like, I didn't show up and be like, ooh, I want to be a spiritual person. Like, I just wanted to, like, not drink and do other drugs anymore. And then I just kept moving forward one little step at a time. And my spiritual connection, my spiritual understanding, has deepened more and more and more. And like, when I entered the coaching world in 2021, I thought I was a spiritual person. And then I met some other people who I was like, whoa, like, these people are super powerful and definitely could teach me things. So I started delving even deeper, into what are the chakras and what does that mean, and how are we what are these different spiritual modalities that people use, right? So I'd been interested in religion. I had studied Buddhism, Catholicism, Christianity, a little bit of Islam. I've really been interested in Eastern religions. I've read the Tao Te Ching a few times. Excuse me if I didn't pronounce it correctly, but I believe Tao Te Ching. Mm. So I've been interested in that. And then I've also been interested in, more woo stuff, like oracle cards and channeling and connecting with angels and communing with the divine. And to me, that's what it is. Like, we are all connected. So being in alignment is the thing that attracts clients to you. Like, that perfect timing, like, oh my God, like, you showed up right at the perfect moment. Like, you're the person for me. Like, I just knew it. I could feel it. And you both feel that and sense that. That isn't just you doing the work. That wasn't just me doing mindset and strategy and actions, right? That was me having the spiritual connection and energy to be available for someone to come into my world and feel safe and comfortable and know that, like, I could help them, with something specifically. So that's what it's about. It's about your energy. Yes, because you have to learn the strategies. You have to implement. But at the end of the day, the special sauce, the magic really comes in by developing and deepening your own daily spiritual connection so that you can co-create with the universe and trust and know and relax. Things are going to work out for me. I'm going to attract abundance into my life. I deserve blessings. I deserve to feel good. I deserve to not dread any part of my day at all. Because following what feels good to you is part of following your intuition and taking action. And that is part of being you and expressing yourself fully is being on purpose, is one of the reasons you're here on this earth, is to be on purpose. And isn't it beautiful when you get to pass on that passion and that love as well? But the number one thing you got to do is you got to take care of you first. And let that be a journey for you. Some people just go snorkeling, and then other people want to go scuba diving and take it a little deeper, right? No judgment here. I love snorkeling, but I also want to see some other fish too. So I'm willing to go scuba diving, even though it's a little scary. Right? All right. I love you guys. Hope this was helpful. Say hey in the comments. Let me know what questions you have or what you resonated with or what you'd like to hear more about. I love hearing from you and talking to you. Like, I am very accessible, I'm very hands on. Feel free to send me a message or comment anytime. I'm happy to chat with you. I love it. Bye.